Listen, anything that requires you to be a lesser version of yourself is not aligned with your purpose. Anything that requires you to reduce who you are is not in your purpose. If you cannot fully use your talents, abilities, gifts, ideas, habits, disciplines, and inclinations, then it is not in alignment with your purpose. And so it's going to limit the amount of wealth that you can acquire. Because in order for you to fully obtain wealth, you have to be living in your purpose. So what am I saying? I'm not saying you need to change anything. I'm not saying you need to completely blow up your life. What I'm saying is you have to understand where you are. You may be on your way to your purpose, but this is just a stepping stone, something that you have to do to get there. But eventually what happens is, if it's a part of you getting to your purpose, then you thrive in it. And eventually you outgrow it, right? And so now you have a decision to make, right? To continue to walk in your purpose and continue that path and to take that risk, or to stay in this stepping stone. And you allow the stepping stone to become a comfort zone, right? You get complacent in a job. You get complacent with an opportunity because it pays you a certain amount of money. You know what I mean? You get complacent at a certain level in your business, right? Because all of your bills are paid, but it's not really aligning with your purpose, right? You thrive in it. You're good at it. But you are sacrificing, you are reducing who you really are. You are not fully utilizing your talents, abilities, gifts, ideas, habits, disciplines, and inclinations. And so you have a decision to make. Are you going to continue to bet on yourself? Right? Are you going to continue to walk in your purpose and give up the comfort of the opportunity? See, we talk about comfort zones, but a lot of times the stepping stone on your way to your purpose becomes the comfort zone. And you get a nice position. You get a nice advantage. You get a nice raise. And then suddenly you lose motivation. And you become good at this opportunity, but it requires you to reduce who you are because your mind is in other places. You see what you want, but it becomes risky because now you're in a comfort zone. But if it is not allowing you to fully be who you are, then it's outside of your purpose. This is real life. I've given up I've left multiple six-figure opportunities because I outgrew where I was at and I could not completely thrive in what I was doing. I was successful at it. I was making a lot of money in both situations. I was on my way to make the most money I had ever made, but I did not feel like it aligned with my purpose. And so I had to make a pivot to really be able to thrive in who I was and what I needed to be, what God's original instruction in my life. And it was starting to limit that. And so I had to take a risk. I had to take a risk and bet on myself as opposed to the comfort of where I was at the time. And we all are going to have to make that decision no matter what level you get at in life. You're going to have to make the decision. Do I stay in the comfort zone? Have I made it enough just to secure enough to get my piece of the American pie? Or do you continue to walk in your purpose, which eventually requires a certain level of faith and a certain level of belief beyond what you can see? Beyond what you can see. You have to have a certain level of faith beyond what you can see at some point, and you are going to have to give up an opportunity. And see, this is what happens. Once you decide you want to move on, or you want to grow, or you want to do something different, guess what? They offer you more money, right? You're like, Also, so you see my value, right? You already know I'm worth more, right? They offer you more money. They give you another opportunity, right? They sweeten the pot, and it's tempting. But if it does not align with your purpose, you will not have peace. You may have more money in your bank account, but it's not going to be worth what you're sacrificing. And in the long run, if you thrive in your purpose, you'll have more wealth than you can ever imagine. And so this message is for somebody really who is in a comfort zone. You're doing well, right? You're doing well for yourself. By everybody else's standards, you doing it. You getting it. But what you are doing is not in alignment with who you're supposed to be. You bigger than that. You bigger than that. But in order for you to get to that point, you are going to have to take a risk. You're going to have to step out on faith and put all of that energy you took to be successful at where you are, you're going to have to put it into yourself. And you may even have to take a step back, but in the long run, it's going to be worth it. I promise you it will. I promise you it will. But you have to take the risk. Oh my God. You have to take the risk. Period. I can't take it for you. Nobody else is going to support you in taking the risk because, again, by everybody else's account, you good. But you know what God told you to do. You know your original instruction. And if you're not living in it, if you're not walking in it, you're not going to have peace. That's my message.